Some difficult news breaking this morning for employees at Rona hardware stores. The parent company, Lowe, is announcing another round of store closures and job cuts. Let's get to the latest details with Jacqueline Hansen. Jacqueline?
Well, Heather, we now know that Lowe's is closing 34 stores across Canada. It's going to be mostly Rona locations that are closing, but some Lowe's storefronts as well as some Réno-Dépôt locations as well. Now, the company says that the affected stores are underperforming. So here's a statement from the interim president of the company sort of explaining this, saying, while making decisions that impact our associates and their families is never easy, closing underperforming stores is a necessary step in our plan to ensure the long-term stability and growth of our Canadian business. Now, almost all of these stores are slated to close at the end of January, though some will be closing mid-February. But take a look at the breakdown per province, just how this affects the entire country, essentially. So the closures include several in British Columbia and Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Nova Scotia. But the most, we can see there, 34 Canadian stores closing in total. But most of them are going to be in Quebec and Ontario. So we've summed it up there for you. 9 in Ontario and 12 in Quebec. Now, it's unclear, though, just how many employees will be affected, though the company says that those who are eligible will be able to transfer to nearby stores. But Heather, as you mentioned, surely a difficult time for any of these employees, especially heading into the holidays.
The background to these moves: Lowe's bought the Rona chain in 2016, Rona based in Quebec. This is the first round of cuts we have seen since then. Give us a little bit of the background and sort of the rationale behind this.
Yeah, the company has been trying to figure out its strategy since then. So this time last year, actually, so November 2018, it announced it was closing dozens of stores then as well, a total of 31 locations, a mix again of Rona and Lowe's stores. Last month, the CEO that led the company through the Rona takeover retired, so he's no longer part of this anymore. But investors do seem somewhat optimistic about Lowe's efforts here. The stock over the last year or year to date is up more than 20%. And I just took a look at the pre-market trading, so where it's looking to be headed today, and it looks positive as well. But the company really trying to catch up to its rival Home Depot, which reported earlier this week its financial results. We'll look at Lowe's more closely today when it reports later this morning, and see if we can compare the two to see if it is succeeding in its turnaround and its catch up to Home Depot. Heather.
Jacqueline Hansen, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The other big